meditation room was designed to create a peaceful and calming environment for people to relax whilst they draw quietly. The atmosphere of the room is inspired by the therapeutic sounds of nature and tranquil music, as well as earth tones like brown and beige. To make the setting more comfortable, people will be seated on pillows and blankets in the center of the room. The Zen atmosphere will be enhanced by candles, incense sticks, and tapestry on the walls. We want people to use this space to reflect on themselves and be inspired to draw something raw and authentic that is based on how they are feeling in the moment. The Room of Childlike Wonder was inspired by all the simple and fun things that children love. People must be inspired by the imagination of a child and enjoy the childhood activities in the space. Different stations of the room will host different fun activities like musical chairs, a bubble corner, balloons, and a ball pit. Carnival music will play in the background and popular children's cartoons will play on the projector. The walls will be covered with colorful streamers, banners, and handprint art. The painting materials will be found in a toy box, so people are prompted to relive the experience of picking their favorite toy, or in the case, favorite painting material. The room is fun, colorful, and exciting and brings people back to their childhood. Relics of the Not So Distant Past was inspired by all of the forgotten household objects that we know and used to love. Through researching images of hoarders' homes and vintage second-hand stores, we decided to represent the space as a rundown vintage thrift shop. The room will be set up with the cardboard boxes, old mannequins, and old light features. Each object will have a tag on it with a price to add to the shopping experience. The old and forgotten objects will include CDs, DVD players, fax machines, and old suitcases. Vinyls, old paintings, and mirrors will line the walls, and different carpets will be around the room. The emphasis is not on the aesthetic of the room, but rather the idea of nostalgia and being transported into the past. The theme is green in the nature room. Many people take inspiration from the beauty of nature when creating art, so we want to create a space inspired by the outdoors and some of the elements. The entire room will be filled with real house plants, and the walls will be covered with leaves of different shapes and sizes. People should feel like they're walking through a real jungle and forget that they're inside a building. The green streamers and vines will hang from the ceiling and across the entrance of the room. The sounds of birds chirping and running water will add to the illusion of being in a jungle. We want people to be transported to the outside and have their eyes open to nature's beauty and create artworks that reflect this. Inspired by the blue wall in Tatama chants, we brainstormed ideas that included the blue wall as a key feature. Best suited to the nature of the room, we decided to turn the room into a real underwater ocean experience. The ocean room is made to look like a shipwreck at the bottom of the ocean, where people actually sit inside of the shipwreck and paint. The cold and blue atmosphere of the ocean is captured by lowering the aircon in the room and making the lighting blue with blue paper. We used Pinterest as inspiration for the key decorations of the room, which include paper fish and plastic jellyfish hanging from the ceiling, seaweed and coral made from streamers, the sand and shells across the floor as well. The core elements of the room are the real submarine footage that will be played on the projector and the underwater sounds of whales calling in the distance. The space room is full of mystery and wonder as people are transported into another galaxy. The NASA logos around the room add to the feel of really being in space, while the paper stars and planets on the walls and hanging from the ceiling creates a visually aesthetic atmosphere. The room will be dimly lit with glow-in-the-dark stars covering the walls and gold and silver stars stuck on the ground. Mysterious music and real space footage add to the experience of being in another galaxy. The room aims to inspire people to explore the wonders of space and paint something that reflects this. The crime scene room has a scary and mysterious atmosphere that makes people feel intrigued and slightly uncomfortable. Crime scene tape, a chalk outline of a body, and a pool of blood suggest that someone was murdered and that the killer has not been found yet. Elements that enhance the creepy atmosphere include mysterious music, blue and red flashing lights, and cardboard evidence numbers around the room. Pictures of potential suspects line the walls so people can try guess who it was and possibly paint them if they choose to. The mood is eerie, cold and mysterious, and people should paint something that reflects this. The Chinese restaurant was created for Shisanyama as we wanted to incorporate the room's large red wall and red chairs into the design. Initially, the room was Chinese themed, but through concept development, we finalized on creating a real dining experience based on traditional Chinese culture. Key to this room is the waiters serving painting materials to people and showing them to their seats. Enhancing the atmosphere is the Oriental music and traditional Chinese decor such as red lanterns, fans, and Chinese scripts. An exciting element of the room is the fortune cookies that will be offered with the fortune or suggestion of what to paint. The room aims to transport people into the Chinese culture and provide the exciting dining experience of a real Chinese restaurant. The dream world was inspired by the abstract piece of art on one of the walls on Aware. We want to create a mystery dream world that allows for the impossible to be possible. Using ideas from surrealism, the room will be designed into different sections that show different surrealist scenarios. These scenarios include upside-down balloons hanging from the ceiling, clouds on the chair legs, and an upside-down setup where the sky is on the floor and the grass is on the ceiling. The walls will be lined with different abstract artworks that are brightly colored. The windows will be covered with paintings of abstract worlds so that people will look out the windows and see into different dimensions. The aim is to ignite people's imagination and creativity with the idea of making the impossible possible. The photography darkroom was inspired by the idea of escaping from the outside world and finding an isolated environment to fully immerse yourself in. Through research of different passions, photography and traditional photo development stuck onto us. The room is designed to feel like you're working in someone's basement with minimal decor, cool air, and dim lighting. As developing photographs is an old school technique, blues music will play softly in the background as if you're playing on a record player. Real photographs taken by different people will follow the walls and hang down from the ceiling, allowing for people to walk through the memories of others. The paper will be provided in developing trays, and a line will run along the center of the room for people to hang their art up for development. The atmosphere is peaceful but slightly eerie at the same time.